St. Vincent, my homeland, you gave me no mansion, no gold, no diamond, yet I love you a million for the things that you have to offer. Is more than my heart's desire. Lovely beach, tropical breeze, always there within my reach. I love you, St. Vincent, me sweet little island, St. Vincent. I love you, St. Vincent, home of the blessed St. Vincent. St. Vincent, St. Vincent, I love you. Can look at the sunrise, can look at the sunset. Sweet Mother Nature, such beauty, such splendor. Can live my life without fear. Freedom to go anywhere. You got love and you got peace. From La Soufrière to the Grenadines, I love you, St. Vincent, me sweet little island, St. Vincent. I love you, St. Vincent, home of the blessed St. Vincent. St. Vincent, St. Vincent, I love you. Calypso and reggae to make me jaggy. Bamboo melody and in harmony. Night morning, Christmas and carnival. You got so much bacchanal. Wailing time is any time. And any time it's wailing time. I love you, St. Vincent, me sweet little island, St. Vincent. I love you, St. Vincent, me Hyrule, St. Vincent. St. Vincent, St. Vincent, I love you. Mango guava jelly, early morning fish tea, coconut water, verine and sabuka, pilau, crayfish and kalaloo, sauce, dumpling and maniku, roast breadfruit, blackfish ribs, and much, much more deliciousness. I love you, St. Vincent, me sweet little island, St. Vincent. I love you, St. Vincent. Home of the blessed St. Vincent. St. Vincent, St. Vincent, I love you.
We say good evening, we say welcome, we say hello. It's 6 minutes after 7 and you're on Bacchanal Radio, and this is the Help SVG UK update show. My name is Martin J, and it's an absolute pleasure to be here with you. Hello and good evening. Today's show is going to be about explaining what Help SVG UK has done so far and what Help SVG UK is planning to do in the future. St. Vincent was rocked on the 9th of April and has been rocked continuously ever since. And Help SVG UK, along with the rest of the United Kingdom and the world, have been helping to build it back. And if you're on this live at the moment, please feel free to share the link with everybody and let them know to join in, because what we want to try and explain to you in today's show is clarification. You know, those of you that may have questions, you can pop them in the live and we can try and answer them. We're going to talk about our donation drive that starts on Tuesday in order for us to fill the third container. And why have we only got one donation in London? Why is there only one place in London? We're going to explain all of that to you today on the Help SVG UK special. So please share the live. Let everybody come in. We're going to have people coming on and speaking very, very soon. I'm going to play a couple more songs just to let people get in. So share the live. Text your friends, WhatsApp your family. Let them know that we're live here, and we're going to be here for about an hour and a half, no longer than that, just speaking about what we've done and, more importantly, what we plan to do. This is the Help SVG UK special.
Oh, Lord, oh, Lord. Yeah, 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 yeah. For the years, them try to fight me down, but I keep on striving. For them alone, them would have taken me life, they would have stopped me from living. Give thanks for life, but this life is worth living. I see success, progress, constant blessings. Cause who got blessed? No my curse, no. Cause the blessings right up, right up there, right up, right up there. Who got blessed? No my curse, no. Cause the blessings right up there. Put something in me, let me see some like us, right up there. Treat them high, I say, right up there. Hands up, right up there. Put them up, I say, right up there. Success, right up there. Respect, right up there. Love, right up there. Put something in the air. Over the years we've been working hard for this life. Sweat in my shirt, tears in my eyes. It cause I heard my cry. Oh, they trying to bring me down, but the Father make me stronger. And we ain't going under. Cause the race is not for the swift, but those who endure to the end, my friend. It's someone smile in front of your face. They love to pretend. I ain't got no time for them. No, they would never see me fall. No, cause who got blessed? No, my curse. No, cause the blessings right up there, right up there. Got blessed. No, my curse. No, cause the blessings right up there. Put something in the air. Let me see some like us, right up there. Treat them high, I say, right up there. Hands up, right up there. Put them up, I say, right up there. Success, right up there. Respect, right up there. Love, right up there. Put something in the air. Though the road get rough, tough sometimes, I know the Father always by my side. I know the road get rough, tough sometimes, He's always by my side, yeah. Cause who got blessed? No my curse, no. Cause the blessings right up there, right up there. Got blessed, no my curse, no. Cause the blessings right up there. put something in the air. Let me see some lighters, right up there. Preach them higher, say, right up there. Hands up, right up there. Put them up, I say, right up there. Success, right up there. Respect, right up there. Love, love, right up there. Put something in the air.
Bacchanal Radio playing Hans and Blessings here on Bacchanal Radio. Last Sunday is when it's kind of all started for me. You know, I'm going to kind of try and give you a little breakdown of how this all came together. Nally and Lisa and the Vinci Alliance Mask team, the entire team. Nally is someone that I met a few years ago. I was introduced to him by DJ Tate, and I met him and his wife and his children at Choice FM, and they've just come across as good people, and we've remained friendly. Lisa's done a lot of work for us. She's printed a lot of my Carnival Band's cups and bags and T-shirts, and so we've always been in touch, and they're very honest and genuine people. And so when the volcano started to blow, very, very quickly, myself and Nally had a conversation. I said, let's get this going now. Let's not wait. And we put out calls to a few people. Those who responded, we brought them in. Those who didn't, we left them. And we started our operation. Now, Kestrel Shipping Company got involved and very kindly said to us, look, come on, fill a couple of my containers and I'll send them over to St. Vincent for you. Not a problem. Andy, if you remember, came on last Sunday and said, fill my ship. And so that's what we went about doing. People were collecting donations in their house. I think the first thing that I really wanted to explain to everybody is that there were quite a few people that collected for us, and their houses were overwhelmed. Like, they had nowhere to sit, absolutely nowhere to sit in their house at all. And that for me was like mind-boggling when I was going there in the van and collecting stuff and seeing how much pressure they were under. And in particular, one that lived not too far from where we were going, I knew that they were going to be the last house that we really offloaded. And so they had to take that pressure all week. And that for me was amazing to see, you know, and the way that people rallied round us going and delivering stuff, picking up stuff like after 1 a.m. in the morning, and the stuff being all out on the pavement and all of that kind of stuff. Going to a restaurant. I remember going to a restaurant in Portobello Road, and they can't be, and Gino can actually confirm this for me. Those two young girls can't be more than 5 years old.
My girls?
Yeah.
No, they're not. They're 4 and 5, my little ones.
Right. So imagine a 4-year-old and a 5-year-old insisting to their dad, that they lift these boxes. These boxes I could hardly carry myself, far less them, you know,
Yeah.
but insisted in having their hand on that box. And those kind of things just spurred me on, you know. And so the collections happened on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and we had to load the containers. And so whilst we were collecting, we were going to Grays in Essex, we were loading up stuff. And then on Thursday, finally, not only all the stuff that we'd loaded into the warehouse, we then had to load it onto the container, you know. And so I had to ask for volunteers to come and help me. And luckily enough, we had some really, really good people that came and helped me, and we got it done. We got it done, and we got it done pretty smoothly. And so that was Operation 1, done and dusted from a UK perspective. And obviously now that takes 10 days. It's on its way to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We can now work on Operation 2, which is what we're doing. And a little bit later, I'm going to tell you about the donation drive. But Gino has very kindly agreed to come and talk and really just give you some clarification as to what we're all about. So, Gino, go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Thank you, Martin. So I think for me, like, obviously, because I don't know if people know, but me and Martin don't know each other. We've just met this week. Literally, it's been like a 7-day whirlwind friendship. And what Martin just said about what happened behind the scenes very quickly, in the second day of being put into this group chat, after I got in touch with Lisa, I lived in Canouan. I lived in St. Vincent for years. So that's never left me. I've still got friends there. So as soon as we heard rumblings about the volcano, me and my husband were like, right, we can't do it on our own. Let's see where it's happening and let's tune in. So I made contact with Lisa, and she is incredible. She's got kids of her own like me, and we managed to do everything that needed to be done and then still care for our own as well. And what I saw in this group chat very early on, within 24 hours, my group chat was not, and this is the SVG the Help SVG UK. These guys, Martin and the rest of them, the other DJs who I'm not even going to try and name everybody, were finishing at like 1 o'clock, and then my group chat's buzzing at 7 o'clock in the morning, and people are already at the warehouse ready to pack again. And I felt like I was like, my husband has these group chats with all the football talk that goes on, and they usually start 6:30 in the morning and then they end at like midnight. And these are people coming together and just making sure that they're responding to the need, because let's not forget, right? There's 20,000 people displaced currently as a result. And then there are those people that are in the green zone that are also affected because they are supporting those people. And then let's just remember for a minute that we're talking about this that's happened to a space still in the time of COVID. So while the rest of the world have spent the last year only now opening up, they've just been told to shut back down again. It's like the kids on that island were a week away from going back to school. I'm preparing for my kids to go back tomorrow. So for me, I couldn't just sit there. So I've watched this whole week, people come together in the UK, and not just this group, but various others. And like I've said and had conversations with Lisa and Martin about, it's like, it's absolutely essential that we get behind what is going on. The government will do what they're doing, and they will. And the charities around them will do that too. But I don't think people understand the vastness of what is actually happening right now to those people that have walked away from their homes and don't know when they can go back. Because in 1907, when that same volcano erupted, it lasted for 8 months. So not only are we dealing with people that are in camps, what are there, 89 camps at the moment that we've just sent some aid to that will get delivered in hand. And it's all good and well. People are seeing these pictures and they're like, oh, it's great. You've done so much. The collective have done so much. But how long do nappies last? One use. How long does food last? One taking. So you can't go to the shop and then just go and let me just run and do my shop run. So we've got to be prepared now for the next. And then even after that, so when people go home, the volcanic ash, I've seen the pictures from friends of mine on the mainland. The volcanic ash is so heavy that tree branches and parts of agriculture have been destroyed, right? So when people go back, what are they going back to? They don't even know, because nobody knows right now, because we're still waiting for this thing to tell us when it's finished. And, no one can force Mother Nature. When she's ready, she's ready. And what I have seen this last week with what's been done with this collective, with Vinci Mass Alliance, with Martin, which I'm now going to call from now on Sir Martin, because of what I've seen. And it's only the beginning, because actually, yes, we have collectively responded to an emergency need as everybody else is trying to do. But it is not for the government of St. Vincent to carry on their shoulders on their own. Because in 2019, in France, on the 16th of April, 2 years ago, when the Notre Dame burnt in Paris, in France, right? Nobody said that's for the French government to deal with. Nobody said that that's for Europe to pick up. That was a building, a historic building at that. And yes, a lot of myself was, devastated that I won't be able to take my children there. But nobody said that it was their burden. So in 24 hours, the world collectively organized and donated €1 billion to go to restoring that. What are we saying to our friends, family, or people? You don't even need to have a connection with St. Vincent. There are humans there that have been displaced. That is how you have to see it. And so what are we saying to them? Yes, it's very good and well that there are a few GoFundMes here that have raised, and the government are doing what they can and everything else, right? But what are we saying when we're saying that actually, we as a world are going to pay news and attention to this building in Europe, right? That's where we collectively see need. But we are seeing what's happened, like we, right, in our groups as part of this alliance or as part of whatever this group that are formed by Vinci Mass Alliance or part of the other small collective groups are coming together to do. What are we saying to those young people in St. Vincent about what it looks like for them to not only deal with the fact that they're in camps right now, but that they don't know when that they're going home, and that when they do go home, they don't know what that's going to look like and how much of it they have to rebuild again. So yeah, sorry for the. I'm just a bit. I'm still very much, I guess, surprised at the lack of media coverage on this. And this isn't for people to pick up collectively, if, individually, if they have a little following or not. This is about us all saying to the bigger media outlets, why are you not covering this? Because it's not. It's actually just not good enough that we can say that 2 years ago, when a building burnt down, that the whole world came together to collect $1 billion. And now we have several small GoFundMes and the government being generously given support from other countries in the Caribbean. And I know that when I spoke to Lisa, you know, we were talking about how amazingly the British carnival community have come together for this last week. There's been some outstanding support from other carnival mass bands. But Notting Hill Carnival attracts millions of people. So why is it on the people that are behind the scenes organizing that event to come together to support their people or the people of the neighboring islands from which they're from? Where are the people that come to celebrate Carnival for every year? The millions of them. So I just want to like really passionately raise awareness about the fact that this is not a Vinci problem. This is not a Caribbean problem. This is not a problem for somebody else across the ocean, sea, or way. This is a natural disaster that is affecting humans that we all need to pay attention and care about. Because for us, I can send my kids back to school tomorrow, but I know that also this last year has been disruptive for them. What about those parents now who have just had a year of disruption because of COVID, right? With their education, their social learning, all the other things that were just about to send their children back and have left home, right? Did they leave with, do they have iPads, laptops, whatever else it is that the rest of us, my kids, are learning through technology? Even if they had them, are they working? Are they charging? What's happening for their education? And why are we not caring, even from that point of view? Because COVID has done already so much for so many people, and those that are about to now restart and get back into their world, right? We have a whole island of people that have just been told, no, actually not yet. That Mother Nature said not right now. And if we take all of that aside, the ecological damage to that area, the species, the animals, the rest of Mother Nature now that is going to need time to heal, what we only in Europe and in the UK and in London want to pay attention when it's climate change, which is a perceived problem that is a big problem and a real problem, and it's somewhere down the line, right? We need to get behind young people that are talking about those things. We have a real problem right now. It's live. It's happening now in the Caribbean. We had a volcano that just erupted that has just destroyed the ecology of an island. And where are the same people that want to talk about climate change and sustainability and looking at Mother Nature and the problems of the earth? It's here. It's right now. It's on the other side of the water. What about those animals, the plants, the agriculture, the people's livelihoods that have just stopped because Mother Nature decided that she was ready? And nobody wants to pay attention to that either. And I just can't reiterate enough, this is not a Vinci problem. This is not for the government to carry on their backs alone, because we never say that when it comes to anything else that goes on for us in the rest of the world.
Thank you very much indeed, Gino. A lot of the questions that Gino has raised are questions that I don't think are ever going to get answered. You know, but I think that it's very good for us to raise awareness of how we feel, you know, and the frustration that we feel. Rasta Kenny, I want to say good afternoon to you. The people of Montserrat, as you know, last week I spoke to Tamar White. Is someone that was on the island, someone that had to leave the island, someone that's come over here. Rasta Kenny is another person that I know very, very well. And what Montserrat, he said it, you know, this has been Montserrat's reality for 25 years plus. We didn't have social media when it happened to Montserrat, and I don't think, I certainly wasn't as involved with I did some fundraising, but I certainly wasn't as involved as I am this time. And I'm just in a position to help now. It's just how it is. I never planned it. I've never done it before. There's certain things I've done this week, like I said on the Caribbean Affair. I've never driven a Luton van before. I thought I was going to crash it at one time, and I drove it up and down, up and down, up and down. The people at the warehouse are now calling me the foreman because I decided that I was going to control the operations, and I wasn't necessarily lifting boxes, but yeah, don't worry, I'll get my boys to sort it out. Oi, guys, this is what we're doing next. I'll move them 10 boxes, please. And so the guys in Essex started saying, oh, look, here comes the foreman again. Big belly, he ain't going to do much. And we were having that kind of talk. And talking of Kestrel shipping, imagine you go into a company, yeah, that do this for a living. Kestrel Shipping do it for a living. They've donated the containers. These Caribbean people have descended on their warehouse yard on Tuesday and Wednesday. You've never met us before. We have no idea what to do in this warehouse. All we know is we're vibes up and we're ready. And very, very quickly, we gelled to the point where, Amelia, I'm going to answer your question in a minute. It was just spellbinding, just seeing how well we gelled together in such a short space of time and got stuff done. And when you talk to the guys, just the staff, you know what I mean? And the guy goes to you, if it weren't for you, look, I wouldn't know nothing about St. Vincent and the Grenadines. There's been nothing on the news, nothing at all. And that was the reality for me. Do you know what I mean? That was the absolute reality. Why was there nothing mentioned? I think that if the news team had done more before, then we'd be a few steps further than we are now. Just in terms of people knowing that there's a problem. As monumental as this, had they done some news coverage last week, we'd just be a few steps forward. But anyway, we're not, but we've done what we can do. Now, is it possible to send donations from Amazon to the warehouse? Will somebody be there to collect it? The answer to your question is no. They just don't have the resources to receive donations from us. What you might be able to do, Miss Amelia, I think you should take my number and send me a message, and I'll speak to you either tonight or tomorrow. So my number, and if Marsha can put it at the bottom for us, is 07950 407 199. It's on most of the flyers. If you're going to volunteer, you got to call me. My number is I'm the first point of call publicly, yeah? So 07950 407 199. It may be possible for you to send an Amazon delivery to somewhere where I can get it and then take it to where we're boxing up stuff. I think that is probably a better solution than you trying to send it to the warehouse. So Gino is an integral part of Help SVG. What's the plan?
So the current plan now is, just so people know as well, like this is also my job outside of like this. So I do actually I work for a national charity at the moment, but I work in a lot of sort of community response, and mainly to do with youth and young people. And I work for a lot of small grassroots charities and just helping them with making sure that, I'm quite big on ethics around how we do that and what that looks like from a support point of view, because we need to redefine what, if you like, in inverted commas, charity looks like. That needs to come from the needs of the people who are receiving, not our need to give. And so that's a big part for me of why I get involved in whatever project I'm involved in. And I think what is happening next is that's exactly what There are people that Vinci Mass Alliance are connected with on the ground, not just because of their part of the team is from St. Vincent, but also because of the way that the mass bands and community, anyone who knows what a community carnival mass band knows that there is going to be integral connections across the island. So they are now linked in with people on the island, with people that are waiting for the shipment to pack and then distribute it back to the camps. So the aid that was the aid, or whatever you want to call it in inverted commas, for this week, the deliveries are going directly to the people who have been displaced. That support is actually what I call hand-to-hand support. So people in the UK, and you mentioned Montserrat, Martin, and actually my husband told me on the very first day, within the first hour that we opened the restaurant to take donations, right, there was a woman who came from Montserrat, and she left with her 4 children, and she still remembers, she said to my husband, I still remember what it was like to just not be able to reach for water. So she came, as soon as the doors were open, she came, she was there within an hour. Now that donation that she gave, and whatever donations that we collected as part of a small puzzle of the shipment that went out, is now going to be delivered by hand to people that Vinci Mass Alliance have on the ground. Again, it will be packed appropriately. They are talking to the camps, they are talking to the people at the camps, but not only that, there are some people that have sought refuge in private households, whether it's through family connections or, like, as I know, I've got friends in Canouan. Some people have gone to Canouan Island, for example. There is a needs analysis happening now with where the need is. And yes, people are going to see lots of nice pictures of lots of things getting there. But like I said, you can't go to the shop and go and then pick up your next batch. So that needs to keep coming. Nappies last one use. Sanitary products last one use. So we've sent a load now. Okay, that's nice. How long is that going to last for 20,000 people that are either in camps, private homes, or in neighboring islands? So now that shipment, when that shipment is received, it will go to hand in those people that need it. And the next thing that's happening is there are already discussions around what the needs look like for some people. There are some people on the island that have pre-existing disabilities or conditions that need to be supported, right? And yes, there are lots of different organizations, including the government themselves and national charities, that are doing work. But there is so much that needs to happen, and there are so many people that need to be reached. And the process now is to find out where could there be people missing through those gaps because of disability or additional needs, and what do they need, and what do they need to tell us about what they need, and then we will be responding again. So we're already preparing for the second shipment, which I'm sure you can say more about, and then we'll be looking for a more long term. We want to make sure, and I know this is very true for Vinci Mass Alliance and those connected as part of this wider consortium of people, that we're not just saying to people, yeah, we're here for you while you don't have your home, but actually when you're ready to go home, we want to work with you to find out what that need looks like for you. And also when you think about 20,000 people, you also got to think that those people have lost livelihoods. So what does that look like to rebuild from their point of view? The hairdressers, the barbers, the small corner shops, whatever the agriculture business, whatever that looks like. Yes, there is a wider response that's going to be picked up, but has everybody's needs been met, and where can we meet them? And that's what we'll be doing along the way as we sow a sort of seed of kind of a wider, bigger patchwork of support. The initial support was knee-jerk, it was emergency response, and it will keep coming, and we will keep taking donations and collecting, and we need to also be able to pay for that at some point. You know, Kestrel were amazing, and the guy, out of his pocket sent the first shipment, and that's not small money, that is big money. And yes, I know there's going to be a bit more support coming through, but we need to do this again, because we don't know actually when Mother Nature decides that she stopped and she's ready to go back to rest, then maybe we can rest and just work on sending people back home with what they need. But for now, we need to keep thinking about the next.
Absolutely. Thank you very much indeed, Julia. We're reading all your comments. Charlie, thank you very much indeed for your comments as well. So Operation 1 was done and dusted, and we then received another donation which enabled us to purchase a container. And at that point, they said, Martin, can we do this in 2 weeks? I'm liaising with the shipping company, and I'm saying, right, what day is the boat going out? And they're saying, right, the boat's going out on the 2nd of May, which means that you would have to do this, and you would have to do this, and you would have to do that. And I just said to Nelly, I have every confidence after what we did last week that we could do. Because if you think about it, we're going to load half of what we loaded. Yeah, because we loaded 2 containers. We can only load 1 this time. Yeah, so that's half of what we did last week. And I'm going to talk about the donation drive now, because people, I know that they're going to ask questions when we talk about this. The donation drive starts tomorrow, Tuesday. Yep. And we're going to be down, this is for London, by the way. We're going to be down at the Tudor Rose, okay? The Tudor Rose nightclub in Southall. And the reason that we're going to be down at the Tudor Rose nightclub in Southall is because it's a large venue. It's a venue that I had my first wedding in. It's the venue that I had my grand's funeral in. It's the venue that I started my resident DJing in when I was 18 years old. It's the venue where I ran colours for 10 years, earning a fair bit of money. It's a venue that's been in my life for 30 years. And I was able to call Ursula and say, can I have your club for a week? And she said, sure. I said, I'm going to load it with boxes and donations. I said, not a problem. I said, it's going to have people in here every evening. I said, not a problem. I said, can I use your kitchen to cook for them? She said, not a problem. So in terms of what we need to do, Tudor Rose is a base where I'm comfortable enough that it's big enough for me to take donations and pack boxes and then get a fleet of vans to come and pick them up on Monday night and drop them off on Tuesday morning. Job done. Now, Peterborough and Birmingham have already got a whole heap of stuff already.
Yeah.
So we're well on our way to filling a container already. And that's the reason why you're not seeing this kind of widespread operation where we've got somewhere in East London and we've got somewhere in West London and we've got somewhere in North London, because driving around and picking all that stuff up is time consuming. It makes more sense. Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Tudor Rose will be open from 7 p.m. till 9:30. Come down and bring your stuff. Yeah. If you want to know what these are the things that we want. If you could just take off the banner for me, please, Marsha. These are the things that we want at the moment. Yeah. Please do not donate water. Yeah. Do not donate water. Just look at the things that we would like. Yeah. Fill up those containers with that. That's what we want to do. We want to fill up the containers with what we've got on that list. Okay. This is the new flyer that is being distributed at the moment. And if you follow us on Instagram at Help SVG UK, or if you're our friend on Facebook, not even our friend, if you're part of our group at Help SVG UK, you'll be able to see exactly, you'll be able to take that flyer and keep it on your phone. All right. They're the places that you can check with us on a daily basis for updates and messages and that kind of thing. So I hope that answers the question for people as to why we're doing it, how we're doing it. I just need to focus on those 3 days with the entire team. I asked for 60 volunteers. We've got 56. I need 4 more to fill on Wednesday evening. And then I've got my entire lot of volunteers that I need to make Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday run smoothly. And then on Monday night, a group of guys are going to come and pick up the stuff, load it onto about 6 vans. And Tuesday morning, we're going to head to Grays and we're going to offload it. And that will be container number 3, done and dusted. It's the simplest and most manageable way for us to do it. And so those of you that can't get to the Tudor Rose, please just hold tight, because once we get container number 3 on the way, we work on container number 4 and we look at a more long-term situation where we can find places like even where Gino is sitting at now. If I was to say, oh, Gino's going to be a West London donation point, within 4 days, she wouldn't be able to move.
Yeah.
And
But we had the shop packed. Yeah. We closed the restaurant, and in one day, within 36 hours, we had 90 boxes.
Yeah.
And that's West London for you, but that's the same for South, East, North. And let alone, there was 3 drop-offs altogether in West London, and our restaurant alone was packed with 90 boxes. The other 2 were rammed to the brim, and that is amazing, and it's a real testament to those people. But people have to follow the list because they almost end up giving. Remember what people need to remember. No one here, and I'm not even talking about myself. I'm talking about those people that drove the vans, yourself, Vinci Mass Alliance. No one here is getting paid. We're not doing it for the money, but then ease our burden and make it easier for us. And that's why this is going to work so much more systematically, because actually it's less work to go through to then sort. So
this donation drive that's at the Tudor Rose is going to happen. So if you've got stuff and you can get down to the Tudor Rose and it's on that list, then please bring it down and we will get it to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Madzar is calling me. Hang on 1 second. Let me answer that call.
No.
Madzar.
I'm on the tunnel. Hey, what's up?
Hi, you're on air, okay? You're on air. I'm just warning you. You're on air. Welcome, sir.
Oh, yeah. Boy, it's a good thing you want me to hey, boy. I nearly use some language that make the station get shut down.
Yes,
what's up?
Please don't do that. You are live on air on Bacchanal Radio. We're also on YouTube.
Yes. Well, it's Bacchanal Radio, right? So I could same thing.
Yeah. So,
what's up?
Ladies and gentlemen, Madzar, one of the artists from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, a Road March winner, is here. And the reason why I wanted to talk to Madzar is twofold. I firstly wanted to find out from you because I've been following you on Facebook, and from the time the volcano started to blow, you were posting, and you've been posting relentlessly about what you've been doing. Just tell everybody what you've been doing.
Well, it started even before the first eruption. I mean, when the evacuation order was given to the people that live in the red zone, and the Thursday is of February, of April, I went straight into action. From the moment I closed my smoothie shop at 9 p.m., I started visiting the shelter, how the people are doing, and get a feel of what is going on and stuff. I immediately asked the shelter managers, what they need, and at least for 3 shelters the very morning, I provided breakfast for them and stuff. And I was actually at the shelter dealing with some issues with breakfast and stuff when the very first explosion went off. I was right at a shelter that is close to me. And since then, I've been going on. And to be honest, I mean, up until that first explosion, I myself was kind of nervous because I didn't know exactly what to expect,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I had ideas of what to expect, but I didn't know exactly what to expect, especially living down where I'm living, which is very far away from it.
Yeah.
Relatively speaking. But from the time it went off, it's like, okay, it went off. It's going to go off. It's going to continue going off. I know what to expect. I'm good to go now. I am going to do what I do and pretend it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been doing since.
When you've been visiting the shelters, what has been... This might sound like a really obvious question, but I'm still going to ask it. What has been the general feeling of the people in the shelters? Like, I saw a young group playing cricket in one of the
shelters. Well, this is my observation, right? I from the time I got there, what I was looking for, I didn't see much of what I was looking for, which is good. Because I got there first, you're talking about people who would have have to left their homes that they invested so much years into, and what I was expecting to see was some despair and people worrying. People seem rather comfortable and not too worried about what is about to happen. Most of the shelters at that point in time had older folks that I assume would have gone through previous eruption and may not have been that anxious or that nervous about what is about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I credit that to that. But in anything, the logistics of operation this big, it's pretty difficult, and I'm not gonna hold anything against the organizers of the emergency plan, but everything was not smooth sailing. These people evacuated, didn't hit the ground running. There was a situation where a couple of shelters never got beds until days or two into the disaster, and some never got all the food that they need, and some things never get ironed out immediately. Because right now we have 88 shelters in St. Vincent, and then about 10 to 15% of the people who evacuated are in these shelters. All right. So, but at this stage, as I speak to you now, I think most, if not all, the shelters are running smoothly. The people at the shelters are getting their meals and everything. People are having fun, as you saw, people playing cricket, people playing dominoes. As a matter of fact, a couple of the males, older males at a couple of the shelters are already asking us to bring them alcohol. You know what I mean? When we bring in the rum. You know what I'm saying? In St. Vincent, rum is the thing. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the areas where they evacuated from. Matter of fact, one of the areas that was evacuated is where the rum factory is. So people are not as worried as I expected. I do expect things will get a bit worse for them personally when everything is over and they try to go back home and some realize they have no homes to go home to. I expect that's gonna be the reality. When things really set in properly. But right now, if you go to the shelters, it's like being in a camp. Yeah. Especially with the children. The children, they're having fun. They're playing games, playing dominoes, playing PlayStation. They have karaoke and stuff going on. So the people are doing their best to keep them, keep their mind off of stuff. That right now at the shelter. So I will say that they're quite comfortable to some extent at the shelter.
That. If anybody ever asks you what the Caribbean, what does Caribbean spirit mean? That's it. Mm-hmm. That is it.
Yep.
For us to be able to adapt in such adversities and make it livable. That is the true spirit of a Caribbean person. Very quickly, Madzar went on Facebook. I think it was earlier on today. It might have been yesterday. And he said, look, overseas people, let me tell you something, yeah? If you would like to get mattresses, if you'd like to purchase a mattress, send me the money and I'll buy it. And I felt that I needed to reiterate his point. And so I did a little video and I posted it. Have you had any response to that?
Oh yes. I've seen some donations coming in. One a very hefty one, I must say, that came in over $1,000 US. So we actually have, I dedicated today and the rest of the week to that project, and I actually went to the homes of some owners of stores here, trying to get that project rolling out all yesterday. One store owner I went to, he's completely out of mattress. The other one was not home, and we're trying to find others. So we don't even want to wait until tomorrow when the store's open. If you can get them open and get those stuff out tonight and get them into the people homes that need them, we're gonna get it done tonight.
Excellent.
That's how we're doing it right now.
Excellent stuff. That's what I like to hear. 8 Franks has asked a question, and you might be able to shed some light on this. How is the water situation? I hear and see comments from people who haven't had any access to water for days.
The water situation is more of a distribution issue, but there are a combination of things that will make me say that we don't have a water problem. As far as bottled water go, we have bottled waters from bottled waters all over the country. Right, most of it is at the port. A lot of it is at the NEMA, which is the disaster management agency that we have here. I myself I am actually just left some of my business place for somebody to pick up to take to some private homes and also some government places that need water. We are blessed to have a lot of natural spring shops in them, but the problem is a lot of people do not know about them. So those who know have been going to these natural springs, which is not affected in any way whatsoever by the ashfall from the volcano. Those come from the ground up. and people have been filling their vessels with water all week. There have been lines upon lines, and more are being discovered. The water service has been doing, the company providing water service has been doing a good enough job, in my opinion, in terms of getting running water into the pipe. As a matter of fact, in my business place right now, where I'm speaking to you from, we have running water here since Tuesday morning, and it has not left us. And this is Sunday, right? At my home, I get water from the early part of the night into the early part of the morning. My water normally leaves by me around 8 a.m. and in the morning, but from 9, 10 in the night, it's there. So people are getting water. I think more people are getting water than people who are not. The other issue is that a lot of people do not want to drink the water from the pipe. So even though they're getting water from the pipe, they will hear because of the ashfall and stuff. They think that it's not good enough to drink. It's probably contaminated. So a lot of people are asking for drinking water, which is separate from what they consider water to bathe with or water to cook with, because they do not think that the water in the pipe is safe enough to drink. But that's the water that I have been drinking. Me personally, have been drinking water from the pipe.
Cool. I've got one more question to ask you, and that question is, how is your mental health?
I think it's the same. It's the same as it was before the explosion. I am not very much. I'm not the kind of person who let my emotions affect my decisions. I'm a very logical guy. My emotions either will make me do or not do something. Should I say, get involved or not get involved with something. So I got involved, in this from an emotional perspective. I mean, it feels like I need to make people as happy as possible. I need to make people as comfortable as possible during this situation. And once I get involved, every decision I make after that is pretty much a logical decision. Does the decision make sense, and how does the decision affect people's life positively? That's what I do. I don't. So I may show up and see a situation that makes me sad somewhere, but I would not act under emotion. I wouldn't be acting and with tears. I would find the best possible way to make this person, at least temporarily, forget their troubles and have a little laughter, have a little food, have a little something, and realize that life goes on. That's kind of how I've been handling it.
All right. Well,
so, yeah.
I've seen, I've seen some Facebook posts like DJ Flip. I know, I've seen some emotional posts from him, but I hope that you guys.
I didn't see it, but I heard about it.
Yeah. I hope that you guys keep your mental health as strong as possible, because you guys are holding it together for everybody. When we look on Facebook and we see the artists of St. Vincent, these are the people that we've loved. These are the people that we brought over to the UK or brought over to America or brought over to Canada, and you're flying the flag. Tell Skinny not to lift up too heavy boxes, yeah? Because
Skinny can't lift up nothing.
Exactly. So tell him that, man, because you know what I mean.
I actually just saw him. I saw him a couple of hours ago. I was headed in an area, and I saw him outside of his business place there. Him and his mom and his right hand guy. Yeah. And I actually had some asthma pump, some Ventolin with me, and he asked me if I had any, and I had like 5, and I said, take off. Because he himself is an asthmatic. I don't even know why he outside in the doctor.
Yeah.
But sometimes you put your own self at risk to help other people.
Of course.
So I gotta applaud him for that.
Of course. So next time you see him, tell him the fat man said, "Be careful."
Yeah, man.
He will know.
He came in my business place the other day, and I was like, "Boy, you didn't." And he was like, he pulled out his pump out his pocket and said, "Man, I have my stuff." And I said, "All right, cool, you're good." You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
yeah, all right.
Madzar, thank you very much indeed for talking to us. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Respect, man, and thanks for the support, man. And I know my nation could never repeat for what you're doing.
Listen,
so,
forget that talk. Stop that talk, man. And just keep in touch with me. Keep in touch with me, because we will continue.
Respect,
we will continue to help you.
Respect.
I've got one song on the right hand deck, and I've got one song on the left hand deck. One of them has to play. Tate, I'm going to bring you in quickly. Left or right?
Left. Hey, it's the fireman Garlin, alongside Madzar.
We'll be back in a minute.
Rescue poor people who have to a bad start. Hey!
Yeah. Oh yeah. Poor people are crying.
When it's one of them poor people song, it's a turn it up. Hey!
Yeah. Oh yeah. Poor people are crying.
It's one of them poor people song, it's a turn it up.
Well, too long now them have the people a suffer. Too long them have like garbage in a gutter. Too long them sit down in them office and out and we still a eat like bread. Can't get no butter. Can't see no they pay. Too long the boss in the kitchen and pay. Too long the use them out the street hungry. Can't see no food and no money when we say. Oh na 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 na. Poor people are crying.
When it's one of them poor people song, it's a turn it up.
Oh yeah. Poor people are crying.
When it's one of them poor people song, it's a turn it up.
Can't afford to pay the school fee. So we jump out of school day, yeah. No work, no day, belly empty. Can't see a 10 or a 20. Mama don't have no food in her kitchen. Can't buy rice when don't talk about chicken. Seems like me back can't stop go bunking. Can't get no flour figure make fried dumpling. No one hears we hungry cry. No one shares for them piece of pie. And no one cares when poor people die. And no one days say Madzar can run she telling nice no. Oh no. Poor people are crying.
When it's one of them poor people song, we say turn it up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Poor people are crying.
When it's one of them poor people song, we say turn it up. Turn up the country. Some people support can't buy a door. Throw them up out of a front gate. And they don't know how they paying for the hospital bill when the father go to fix up the prostate. Poor people have it real bad. And if you're in that scene where you're short or get frustrated, everything that you do for a plus, no matter what you do, it end up a minus rate. Love family for ill, can't buy a pill. Choose little one, can get eyes to chill. Can't make no money from your trade man skill. Everything you do, it just draw you to nil. Can't buy a shirt, can't buy a jeans, can't buy the rice, can't buy the beans, can't buy nothing out to fix up your queen. You don't know what I mean.
What he said? Oh na 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 na. Poor people are crying.
Madzar, together with Bungie Garden, that's Poor People's Song. All right, so before we talk to Tate, that's DJ Tate, by the way, just in case you don't know who it is. Before Gino goes, because I fully recognise that she's got two youngsters that she got to get ready for school, so I don't think she was planning to be on here for, hours and hours and hours. So just unmute yourself for me, please, Gino, if you can.
Yep.
Lovely. Is there anything else that you'd like to address before you go?
No, just to say that I think that I just want to remind people that there is a collective here of people. This is not one. This isn't Vincey Mass standing on their own. They are being supported. DJ Tate, yourself, myself. There are people here collectively standing with them so they can stand with the people in St. Vincent. And we are all open to being transparent to make sure that people understand that we can't wait for the government of St. Vincent to carry this on their backs alone. This is not for them to do. This is for us to support as people who are seeing that there are people across the way that need that. Because what else then are we saying to the young people and the young generation of St. Vincent when we don't come for them? So I think people need to remember that we're all collective. And yes, that is my children in the background now probably saying, that's enough, mummy, get off, stop talking as always. So I will have to go. But I would just remind people to say that, what they see, one little GoFundMe link they see is actually a team of people that I've just got the most admiration for. That I haven't met DJ Tate yet in person even.
I want to.
There's so many of these people behind the scenes in the group that have just not stopped for 7 days here in the UK. And that there is so much happening, but we can't do it alone. So, just to say that, because I think, for me, it's like that message. I know people say to give in private, like when you give to charity, to give in private, but then you can do that. But then to a whole generation of people who are now being affected by this, if we don't show our support and our solidarity by being active and showing that activity through social media, then at least they can know that they can continue with their spirit to get on with what they're getting on with, knowing that, you know, they're not forgotten. And that's important. I just want to reiterate that, because it's about the message that we send out to the younger generation as well in our collective effort as adults to support what's going on. So yeah, thank you very much. And yeah, I'll see you in packing boxes this week, which my husband doesn't know that he's been roped into. So, I'll see you with him.
Right, good luck to girls at their first day back at school for a long time. I hope you have a good day.
Much. Thank you, guys. See you later. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
See you, Gino.
So I'm not going to do the old emotional long story and we've done this and we've done that and we've done the other. This is DJ Tate, a very well established DJ here in the UK, who is part of Help SVG UK. And you were one of the people that were collecting.
Yes. Yes, and that was,
Tell us that experience of people overwhelming your property with donations.
Well, at first, the first thing that surprised me was the amount of support that we actually got. Like in about 12 hours, I got 700 phone calls, and all 700 of these people were like, hey, what time can I bring stuff tomorrow? So it was
lean forward a little bit. Come a little bit closer to your mic.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm just using the iPad. Yeah, so I was more overwhelmed with the amount of people and the amount of reaching out and people more wanting to help. You know, that like you said when you were just talking to Madzar, that showed the Caribbean spirit. It's people recognize that it's not just a St. Vincent problem. You know, I had a ton of Jamaicans come, a ton of my Montserratians reach out to me like, yo, we know exactly what it feels like. I had somebody pull up with an Audi Q7, had the trunk full, the seats full, and I'm looking at that like, how is that fitting in my house? You could say literally by Sunday night I could not get in my living room. So it was Uber Eats for Monday morning because I couldn't get to the fridge. I couldn't get to the kitchen. And that's not a complaint. That's actually, again, a surprise of the amount of stuff that was given, from baby wipes, inhalers, mask, because of the ash problem that we currently have in St. Vincent and the Grenadines as well. You know, it was just amazing, and we're ready for Operation 2. Not in my house, though.
And this, now, one of the questions that I wanted to ask you is, you know, people have been saying, oh, how come it's just at Tudor Rose? Because you were one of the houses that people descended upon, does the Tudor Rose operation make sense?
Yes. Yes, it does. Because like I said, we all do this out of the goodness of our hearts. But like you said, the East London drop-off point, I went there in the daytime and they had the whole sidewalk. So the house is filled. Imagine you have a 3-floor house and you can't get in that house. And you're still collecting stuff till outside. That's your packing area. You know, we really have to give it up to some of these people, because again, I didn't personally know these people. I pulled up, they looked at me like, who are you? You know, and the fact that we can get a large place like Tudor Rose, which has enough space for us to store the stuff, for us to package the stuff, and to load the stuff in one quick swipe movement to then get it straight up to Gray's on Monday night, Tuesday morning, makes sense.
Absolutely makes sense. Most definitely.
Shall we talk about the rest plans of it, or just Tudor Rose?
Say that again?
Shall we talk about why other areas, or because you know the question they're gonna ask?
What's go on, talk.
So when South London having their collection, when East London have...
Okay, so the plan, like I said to you, and it was all about timing. You know, when you speak to the shipping company and you say, okay, so when can we get our next shipment on? And they'll say, right, well, this is when the boat's leaving, but this is when you've got to be in the yard, and this is when we've got to make sure that the container's filled, right? So our plan going forward is to ship a container at least once a month for at least the next 6 months. Yeah. And it means that we have to have a really, really robust system.
Yes.
So yes, we want a long-term venue in South London where people can go and drop off, and teams of people can go there once a week and pack up everything and have it ready. All right. And yeah, we want one in South London, we want one in North London, we want one in East London, we want one in West London. But that takes time to organize.
Of course.
And time wasn't on our side.
No.
And so I took it upon myself. I'll be honest with you. I took it upon myself to say, this is how we're going to do it. And I had I had every confidence in saying that I could call Ursula at Tudor Rose and say, can I do this? And I was pretty sure that she was going to say, of course you can, Martin.
You know, and I said, yeah, big up to Ursula as well, you know, I mean, for opening up her venue for this, is saying, whatever you need, you come true, you know. Remember, we're going to be there, guys, from 7 o'clock to 10 p.m. Now, that don't mean show up at 10 p.m.
No, donations are 7 till 9:30. I did that on purpose. Yeah, 7 till 9:30. The volunteers will be there 7 till 10, but the donations 7 till 9:30. I can't stress this enough in terms of trying to make it as easy as possible for us. You know, when you're packing your stuff in your bags and that's fine. Try and label them. If you can't label them, it's not a problem.
Just tell someone and we can label them.
Yeah, and just think about what you're donating. Yeah.
Yes, please.
We've had some people. I've got about 8 bags of rubbish outside my house purely because we had to filter that out from the things that people have donated.
Can I just stress again the water? You know, it's again, it's not a complaint, but lifting maybe 50 big cases of water is very invigorating for 6 p.m. in the morning. But yeah, if you just look on this list and you see the stuff that we need, you know, the people in St. Vincent are very in dire straits at the moment. I just finished speaking with my dad, who's spoken to my grandmother, and she has breathing issues again because of the ash. I just spoke with my cousin, Shane Hyper, and his dad has breathing issues because of the ash. No matter how much they try and use wet towels to seal the house up when they go to sleep, it just comes in everywhere. So if you can donate, please do. Nice one.
Thank you very much indeed.
No problem, Martin.
No, you wait there. You ain't done yet. If you have any questions that you would like to ask at this point, because we're going to wrap up at 8:30. If there are any questions that you would like to ask that will give you further clarification, then now is the time to jump into the chat on YouTube and ask those questions so that we can deal with them. The whole purpose of this show is to give you as much clarification as possible.
Transparency.
And transparency, of course. So that you understand. That's my phone ringing. I don't know who it is, so I'm not going to answer it. You know, I can't answer that live on there. So yes, if you have a question, please pop it in the YouTube chat. We would love to hear from you this evening. It's been a whirlwind of 7 days, but I would like to pinpoint some of the amazing acts of generosity that have been shown. First one, last Monday morning, I cheekily said, I'm going to put a shopping list on Facebook. I would like, do we need cardboard boxes? That's a good question. Yes.
I would say yes.
Yes,
definitely.
So what I'd like to talk about the acts of generosity. So I've gone on Facebook and I've said, I need a Luton van and I need cardboard boxes. Funny enough, that was what I asked for.
Yeah, and it was.
Somebody called me up within like 10 minutes and said, send me your account details. I said, what for? So we're going to hire a van for you for 2 days. Here's a number.
I remember that.
Go and pick up the van. And I was so choked. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When we got the van. So anyway, I've got the van. We started to move. We started to pump, and everybody could see, well, hang on, this thing's falling into place.
Yeah.
This thing actually is looking like it's going to work, you know? And when we were doing that, I was like, my word. One day, I came home, I think it was Thursday, after we'd loaded up the containers. You know him. Dudley Jab is his name now. With Dudley and Nutmega.
Oh, yeah, Daryl.
Not Daryl, Declan. I'm sure his name's Declan.
No, it's Darren. Daryl.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Dudley Jab,
Yeah.
who is my neighbor, says to me, are you home? I said, I'll be home in 10 minutes. He goes, all right, I'll try and pop back. Anyway, I'm driving into my road, and he must have seen the car, and I'm coming out of the car, oblivious to the fact that someone's behind me. And he just walks up to me, and he goes, I just wanted to thank you for everything you're doing. And he handed me a bottle of rum. That
Which
again,
rum was that?
No. I'm just talking about the generosity levels. Yes, I didn't drink the rum. I gave the rum to the guys at the warehouse.
Yeah.
What if we have pre-packed boxes of donations ready to go, but may struggle to get them to Tudor Rose? Could a collection be arranged in this case? Chantal, yes. Again, give me a call. 07950 407 199. If we can get a van to you in time for this donation, then we will. If not, we'll get the boxes off you, and we'll make sure that we get it on the next shipment, if you understand what I mean.
Is there any collection in Scotland as yet? No, but that's an interesting location.
Someone did talk about a collection point in Scotland, but it won't obviously be part of this drive. But we'll find out for you, Estelle. If you follow us on Instagram or our Facebook page, the Facebook group at Help SVG UK.
Can you ask the RAF to borrow a C-130 aircraft? I think that'll be a question for Nally, won't it?
Yeah, can you ask the RAF to borrow to transport the 4 shipment? Yeah. Now, I don't know how to pronounce your name, Mr. Lewis. I'm going to stick with Mr. Lewis. You see the big shopping list? That starts tomorrow. Yeah? There are certain things that I'm going to ask for tomorrow that are really, really elaborate. Yeah? There's an amount of money that I'm on a mission to collect 50 grand. Yeah? And that 50 grand will pay for containers to be shipped for the next 6 months. And it will also pay for a house that we need to rent in St. Vincent so that we can sort out the stuff in St. Vincent. If we get that, then the stuff that we're doing will be a lot easier. A lot easier.
As well, I just want to tell people, because as well, a lot of people don't know the actual, from you have collected the stuff, what actually happens. You know, when it gets to St. Vincent, it just doesn't get to St. Vincent and magically end up on, you know, your clothes end up on someone's back. We've got a team on the ground. They're ready to collect it. We're just looking for a house that's big enough to process all the stuff we are. They're already in contact with the shelters. They're also in contact with the private homes, who have actually taken residents in. Because if you heard what Madzar said, 15% of the people who were evacuated are in the shelters. A lot of the rest are in private homes. We're reaching out to them as well. So we're not just, it's not a joke thing what we're doing here. It's not a off the cuff stuff. There is a serious organization behind the name Help SVG UK. You know, again, I want to shout out to Nally, Lisa.
Anyone else?
Yeah. I want to shout out to Isla as well. Hello, Isla. And
So
you
you
too,
can't help me
Martin.
then.
yeah, and you too, Martin. Shout out the foreman.
What?
You have to understand.
Listen.
Martin has been living up on that at that warehouse. He's been living up there. He's been living up there, making sure.
It's been fun. Lift up your headphones a minute.
Yeah, we have the same headphones.
Yeah. I thought so.
But mine older.
Yeah.
Choice FM.
No way. Well, I had these. I had a pair of these for almost 20 years on Choice FM.
Yeah.
But these I bought earlier on this year. Cheryl, Caribbean Kitchen. I've donated cash. Can you advise us what items are needed so that you're not left with unnecessary items? There's a list.
So
Take the banner off,
list.
Marsha, please. There you go. That's the list. It's on the flyer that's being posted on all our social media platforms at the moment, which tells you what we could do with and what we don't want. Vincey Gav says, I guess the RAF probably could land at Arnos Vale since Argyle is still full of sulfur.
Yeah, that was one of the things I was thinking about, because I do know that they are trying daily to clean the airport and clean the runway and get it ready to accept flights in, but I'm not quite sure. That was an aviation question, I guess. That's not something that we can.
To be honest with you, we'd be right at the back of the queue for that one. But like you said, there's no harm in asking. Sure. Also, if you've missed anything and you need it to be followed up on, the number just above your message, save it and send me a message. With regards to contacting me, you can contact me any time of the day or night. Yeah. I sleep heavily, so you will never wake me up. And I don't sleep for long. So if you send me a message at 1 o'clock in the morning, I'll probably answer it at 5. That's just how it is. So don't feel you got to wait until a sociable time to text me. I'd rather you didn't call me at that time because it will disturb my family. But you can most certainly send me a WhatsApp or a text, answer the question, and I will answer it as soon as I possibly can. So Tate, I want to thank you very much indeed.
No, I want to thank you as well. Thank you again to each and everyone who's donated. I know I have a lot of people who've donated that's currently watching the stream as well. I had people don't want it to trek from London to South. Don't worry about that. But yeah, again, thank you to everyone, and see you guys on Tuesday.
Yeah, and we're gonna see you again soon in terms of doing a broadcast. So Mr. Lewis is saying, I'd really like to know how to pronounce that first name.
Zichi.
No, it can't be. It's got to be Zich.
Zich. All right. Zichi.
Z-I-T-C. Anyway, that's irrelevant. We're digressing here. Mr. Lewis, he says the C-130 is capable of landing. I hear you. We'll get someone to ask the question. And if they can do it, they can do it. But at the moment, I want to work with what we've got, what we're capable of. And so I know that we can get on a shipment. I know we can get on a container. I know how to do that. I know that we can load up a shipment in the space of a week if we really have to, but we'd rather take 2 weeks to do it. And I know that if we were to send a shipment out once a month, that we could comfortably do it and sensibly do it. And that's our plan.
Again, I want to personally thank the shipping company as well.
Kestrel Shipping,
Kestrel. They have been absolutely amazing. Like you said earlier, they literally was like, I didn't know this was happening. As I was off, a lot of the times it was me alone offloading the van. And it would be like, come, we know what this is for. We're going to help you. Here, how much pallets you need. And they've been absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Can't stress and thank them enough.
Yeah. And guys, if you want to send, if you got people in St. Vincent and you want to make a personal, put a barrel together and that, Kestrel can help you out. Their barrels, I think, about 35 quid.
Yeah, I think they're doing a special for anything going to St. Vincent right now. That's what they told me.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
I think that to ship it costs 40 quid, and then to buy the barrel, I think it's 30 or 35 pounds. But get in contact with Kestrel Shipping, and they'll look after you. The guy that owns the company, he's a very caring guy, a very caring guy. You know, I can't stress that enough. People like that you need in your life. You definitely need in your life. Finally, I'd like to big up White Yardie. I was hoping.
Oh, you know what?
Go on, say what you.
So White Yardie showed up at my house with his car full of stuff at 8 o'clock in the morning. So first, I answer the phone. He's like, "Tit, boom, 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 boom. Is the volcano block?" I was like, "Yep." You know, he's like, "Cool. I'm outside your house." And we spent about an hour speaking. And from that conversation, he started to just blast it everywhere. He became the mouthpiece, I would say, and motivator of a lot of people. A lot of people came to my house because of his posts, because of his positivity, and when they saw him actually doing stuff. So I want to and he's not even a Vincentian as well. That's the part that I was just like, your country is far from this, you know, and you are taking this on like it's your own people. And that's the spirit that I love from White Yardie, other people as well that has donated. It made me cry, and I don't cry a lot.
Wait, you cry?
Yeah, I cry, man. It's amazing to see, because people.
I didn't know you had that kind of emotion in you.
I know, right? I'm a hard man. I'm you know.
Well, it is. 8 Frank said what White Yardie said was very, very necessary. You know, I heard his rant and I understood where it came from. I wouldn't say that I agreed 100% with what he said, but I agreed with most of it. But I'm glad that he did what he did. Yeah.
Yes.
And even afterwards, if you saw his post where he addressed it and he said, "Look, what I said wasn't out of malice; it was just out of frustration." Mm-hmm. And that's the part that I get. Now, I'm not Vincentian. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'm going to say something what Tate can, because at the last time I went to St. Vincent, I was hell bent on, I had this little camera that was no bigger than my phone and this little short microphone lead. And I was hell bent on getting interviews and hell bent on putting all these shows, which you can see on Soca Vision. If you go to YouTube and look for Soca Vision, you can see some of the old ones. And one of my most watched videos is Juve in St. Vincent. And throughout that video is Snapshot.
Yes.
The song, which Tate wrote with his cousin.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
that year.
I was upset. I was upset that year that I didn't go. But yeah.
And the memories that I have of St. Vincent. So when I wake up in the morning and I think about St. Vincent and I have that vision of people being evacuated and having to pack a sports bag. Imagine being told today,
duffel bag.
Pack a bag. You're not sure if you're going to see a house again.
Yeah. What would you put in your bag?
You know what I mean?
What would you put in your bag?
What would you put in your bag?
Even though you have people, imagine right now, you go to the kitchen and you turn the tap on and nothing comes out.
Exactly that. You know,
that's happening right now.
And so those feelings is what, when I wake up in the morning, when people say to me, you know, you were up late last night, you're up early this morning, it's because I might wake up at like 4 o'clock in the morning to go to the bathroom. Mm-hmm. And then I start thinking, if I don't get to the bathroom and get back in my bed within like 2 minutes so that I can fall back asleep, the moment that I'm up, that's it. You know what I mean? And then I just start to think of, well, what can we do today? How can we do, you understand? And luckily that is what's kept us ahead of the game. You know what I mean? And just to reiterate that this week, when I say this week, starting on Tuesday, it's a donation drive at the Tudor Rose. You can bring your stuff down to the Tudor Rose. from 7 p.m. till 9:30 p.m. I have a team of 20 people that will be ready to take your stuff and to pack it into boxes.
And as well, if you're listening now and you want to come down and help, again, Martin, just contact Martin.
No, we're full up. And the reason why I'm saying that we're full up is because I obviously have to make sure that we adhere to the COVID restrictions, of course, and so I can't have 50 people in Tudor Rose for the police to turn up and say you're having a raid. You know what I mean? So we're full up with volunteers. So thank you very much indeed for everybody that has done that. Chantel says, I was just washing up and the water turned off during. It's a very harsh reality right now. Have to take the chance where you can. Big up, Chantel, man. Big up.
Chantel in St. Vincent right now?
I would assume so, which is why she said the message. You know what I mean? Apparently, Sandra just said, and someone at Linda said it as well, that the airport should be opening tomorrow.
All right. That's great. That's
progress.
Helpful.
It's always going to be good to see little bits of positivity, and I think we have to latch onto them and we have to build on them. And from us here at Help SVG UK, I want to say thank you very much indeed for joining us for this broadcast. We're going to wrap up now, and just stay in touch with us on our Instagram, which is at Help SVG UK. Our Facebook group is at Help SVG UK. And we will keep you updated on a daily basis of what we're doing, how we're doing it, and we'll make sure that we let you know when the containers get to St. Vincent, when they start to get distributed, and when we're about to send the second container. We will always keep you informed of what is happening with your donations and, of course, with your money. Now, if you just want to donate money, there's a lot of GoFundMe links, but our GoFundMe link, you're very quick, Marshall, by the way. Our GoFundMe link is this one here, yeah? If you go to GoFundMe, you just search for Help SVG UK, all right? Big up, Nevin. Thank you very much indeed. I'm going to start answering some of these phone calls that keep coming in. Tate, God bless you, sir.
God bless you. And again, every one of the people, I was just trying to find a voice note from Vincentian, but I can tell them that the people of St. Vincent are very grateful to everyone that's donated and everyone that sent prayers down there to them.
On that note, please do not thank me. There is nothing more, there's nothing worse than being thanked for this, because, you know,
it's normal. We're Caribbean people. This is what we do.
Yeah. Let's just keep doing it together. As Caribbean people and friends of the Caribbean, let's just keep on doing it together. All right. St. Vincent will rise again. So we're going to say thank you very much. Good night. God bless. Thank you, Marsha. You've been an absolute star as always. Keep covering up that beard.
Yeah, I need to, right?
Yeah. Get yourself a proper comb. That purple thing there, that look good, man. Get yourself a proper one, man.
I will.
Get yourself a proper wooden pick, mate.
There we go.
Yeah.
Wow. Right.
Beard Culture London, they'll sort it out for you, man. Get it from them.
All right. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Right, we're out of here. Good night. God bless. Take care.
Allow me to introduce myself, boy. Look at the colors that are waving. Don't mistake this for something else, no. I defend this flag I representing. I'm from that place of sunshine and good weather, where the girls them sweet and we love them forever. We don't watch face when we out here together. We love drink, we love lime, we love fat and we love soca. Crayfish and callaloo, rosemary fruit too. This is me, yeah. Take a sail and take a ride. We want no countryside. This is me. And we come out to party, we just never done until we see the sun. We don't play with the fun, this is me, yeah. I play in the sweetest mass. I don't care what it costs. No friend does ever pass me. Eyes are fancy. Excuse me and let me pass now. It's fancy time and me not behaving now. Leave me, let me show off now. Just call me name, you go see hands raising. I'm from that place of sunshine and good weather, where the girls them sweet and we love them forever. We don't watch face when we out here together. We love drink, we love lime, we love milk and we love soda. Crayfish and callaloo. Cross my foot, this is me, this is me, this is me, yeah. Take a sailor, take a ride. Leave what to countryside, this is me, this is me, this is me. I will come on the party, we just never done. Until we see the sun, we don't play with the fun, this is me, yeah. I'm playing the sweetest mass. I don't care what it costs. No friend does ever pass me. Eyes are rich, yeah. Oh yeah. I'm from that place of sunshine and good weather, where the girls them sweet and we love them forever. We don't watch face when we out here together. We love drink, we love lime, we love milk and we love soda. Crayfish and callaloo. Rose my fruit too, this is me, this is me, this is me, yeah. Take a sailor, take a ride. We want to countryside, this is me, this is me, this is me. And we come out the party, we just never done. Until we see the sun, we don't play with the fun, this is me, yeah. I play the sweetest mass. I don't care what it costs. No friend does ever pass me. Eyes are fancy, yeah.
Bacchanal Radio. Nobody does it better.